Alrighty folks, what we're going to be doing today in my beloved orchid garden is I'm going to be showcasing to you one of the most magnificent, most glorious, most spectacular blue Cattleyas in the entire orchid galaxy, at least in my opinion. So this is a Cattleya that I've known about for quite a while now, and I've seen pictures of it. So it's nothing brand new and is quite common, and you guys probably already know what it is. But to see it actually in person, oh my wowzer, I could not believe the beauty that I was witnessing. So indeed, I had to share it with you. And although this Cattleya is not considered a true blue orchid by orchid terminology, which is cerulean, such as this orchid in particular right here, this Vanda, it is considered to be blue in orchid terminology. But regardless to what you think, you cannot deny that the cerulean orchids are indeed gorgeous. So let's go ahead and look at the cerulean Cattleya now. And let me go ahead and tell you what the name of this orchid is already. This is an LC Canhamiana Cerulean Azure Skies. Now, as you guys see, this name is basically pertaining to the fact that they are alluding that this orchid is a blue orchid. Cerulean meaning blue, and of course Azure Skies meaning light blue as well. So you guys are going to have to let me know exactly what you think of the color and if it indeed describes this orchid accurately. And here she is, guys. Can we get a drum roll, please? Brrr, bam, right there. Oh my wowzers. Are you guys seeing the orchid display that I am seeing that is so doggone incredible, spectacular, amazing, magnificent? And I have to ask you, what color is that? Is that a blue? Perhaps a lavender-ish, maybe a purple-ish. Well guys, I have to tell you, it doesn't matter what the color is right now, because I have to tell you this is absolutely magnificent regardless. Look at all those spectacular blooms. Now this particular orchid right here actually has 4 spikes, and one of those spikes has 4 blossoms. So indeed they can bloom more than 1 spike, and normally they will bloom about 2 to a spike. Again, potential is more than that. You are seeing 8 blooms already on here. That's why it is so spectacular in its appearance. But even if we take a close look right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but indeed it does have 2 more blooms coming along, or buds, and of course that's going to give us 10 spectacular medium-sized blooms right here. I want to say this is probably about 3.5, maybe 4 inches in diameter on each of these blooms. So indeed it is quite a nice size, and the nice blooming cluster is so amazing as well. It just looks so spectacular with the multitude of blooms on this one orchid right here. And taking a closer look at these blooms, you are going to see that the petals are somewhat floppy, a lot of curves on those petals as well. Indeed, a nice form on this orchid. You're almost seeing a winged shape in there as well. And on these beautiful petals, if you are noticing, not only do they have that light lavender color and appearance, but of course if you look at the tips, they are splashed with that deeper purple in there. And you are seeing a nice veining pattern as well, definitely giving it character to the petals. Now if we take a closer look at the lip itself, oh my wowzer, do you guys see all of that frill right there? Definitely a frilly lip this orchid has. And taking an even closer look, you are indeed seeing a spectacular pattern in there. Now the color on this lip is somewhat of a grayish purple. I don't know how the camera is capturing it, but indeed it has like a silver overlay on that purple. But then as it goes deeper into the throat, you are seeing a more defined purple in there. And of course inside of the throat, you're seeing that nice yellow and also that white contrast. And don't forget, look at the patterns. You are indeed seeing a definite striation pattern, definitely from the veining in this orchid, and gives it quite a pop What a nice color combination and a contrast and many wonderful patterns on this orchid right here. And folks, I did forget to mention one critical piece of the puzzle, and I do believe it would be such a discredit to the beauty of this orchid if I did not mention it to you. I have to let you guys know that this is also deliciously and scrumptiously fragrant as well. Indeed, this orchid has a nice sweet smelling, somewhat floral of a scent, what I believe is quite a sniff of heaven, if I do say so myself. So now that I've shared with you so much amazingness about this orchid, can you now see why I consider this one of the most fabulous, most magnificent blue orchids in the entire blue orchid galaxy? Indeed, there are so many voluptuous things going on with this orchid, from the fact that it is beautifully formed in its blossom, also the great potential of its bloom display, and the fact that it is fragrant, of course, beautiful colors and shading of blue or purple or whatever you guys want to call it, but indeed beautiful combination in color, nice patterns, nice features of this orchid, and the fact that it indeed is fragrant as well. So many bells and whistles on this orchid that screams fabulousness, okay? That indeed is why I consider this one of the most amazing blue orchids. Now definitely you guys are gonna have to let me know, what do you guys think about this orchid? And if you guys know of an orchid, or perhaps have an orchid that you believe can compare to this beauty or can rival its magnificence, please be sure to let me know what that orchid is as well. And if you have a picture of it, I sure would love to share in your excitement, and you can post those pictures on my Facebook at My Orchid Adventures. And of course, I do have to let you guys know that I do sell some pretty amazing orchids right on my eBay shop, so definitely check me out there as well. You will see orchids such as this one right here. That's right, this one right here was on my eBay shop. Unfortunately, it is no longer, because it is going to one lucky winner in Tennessee by the name of John. And you are one lucky winner, John, because I do have to tell you, I wanted to keep this magnificent orchid for myself, but you are the lucky winner, and indeed you deserve it. So congratulations, John from Tennessee. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the most beautiful blue Cattleya in the entire orchid galaxy. And as you guys already know, indeed, I truly love you guys all. Mwah.